everybody, and welcome back to Daniellability. As you know, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm currently in the process of getting a new wheelchair. I've had this one for about 6 years. I've been able to test one out to make sure that I like it before I commit to ordering it, which has been super great just because I've had this same style of chair for a very long time. I can't even remember when I first got this style of chair, and they don't make this specific chair anymore. And so I'm having to look at different models and, different styles and that kind of thing. So it's been really great to try other options and see if I like them. So I thought I would just kind of go through things that I really like about the new chair and things that I'm gonna have changed. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the things that I absolutely love about this chair is it's 10 pounds lighter than this chair. So transferring it in and out of my car is so much easier, and even just wheeling around, it feels a lot lighter. So I'm able to go faster, and it doesn't take as much effort to wheel and all of those things. So that's the number one thing that I love about it. And that is because it is made of carbon fiber, I think it is, whereas this one is made of titanium. So it's a different material. So even though the tubing looks heavier because it's bigger, it's actually thinner, so it makes it a lot lighter. So a couple of things about this chair that I want to keep with whatever new chair I end up getting. The first huge thing for me is the brakes. This chair has your regular brakes that you're used to seeing on a wheelchair, whereas this chair has scissor brakes that are tucked more underneath so they don't get in the way when I'm transferring. And another big thing is when I'm wheeling, I don't have to worry about hitting my thumbs, which happens a lot with these kinds of brakes. When you're going along, you're gonna hit that because it sticks up. So I definitely prefer scissor brakes because they're tucked out of the way. Another thing that I'm gonna have different is the front wheels are gonna be smaller. So you can see these front wheels are fairly large, whereas the front wheels on this chair are a lot smaller. And it just makes it so that you can turn a little more precisely and effortlessly and that kind of thing. So that's gonna be different. Another thing is I prefer to have the back a lot lower so that I have more range of motion and just can, move my arms a little easier. Whereas when the back is a little bit higher, you may have a little more support for your back, but it just makes the range of motion a little bit less. And I tend to sit more forward anyway, so I don't really find myself, leaning back at all. Because the other thing is lightweight chairs are fairly tippy, and so I just get a little bit nervous leaning back. So I just, in general, tend to sit more upright and don't really rest against the back of my chair. So personal preference thing, as all of these things are, but that's what I'm going for. And while we're on the topic of the back, I am also going to have the push bars on the back, which aren't on this, because that way, if I need someone to get me up some stairs, or, occasionally someone will push me and that kind of thing, I like to have the push bars on the back. And the other reason for that is also when I'm getting in and out of my car, I use the push bar to hook it on the side of my car so that it's not falling on the ground when I'm trying to get it in. So push bars for me are a really important feature, so I'm definitely gonna have those on the back. This bar that's on here just isn't super effective for me and the things that I need the push bars for. Something that I'm gonna do that is different from the demo and from my current chair actually is I'm gonna have some side guards. I've had side guards in the past and I like them when I first get the chair, and then as I am using the chair and, getting in and out and that kind of thing, I've noticed that a lot of times the side guards end up breaking. I'm not really sure why that is, but that's happened to me countless times. They just aren't super durable. But I guess there's a new style of side guard that's a little bit more heavy duty, so I'm gonna try them again to see if maybe they'll work for me this time, because I definitely get tired of the sides of my clothes getting wet if it's raining or snowing and that kind of thing. So I definitely want to try something that will prevent that from happening, because as I'm sure a lot of you wheelchair users know, if there's snow or rain or anything, the sides of your clothes always get wet, and also it just like breaks down the fabric on the sides of your clothes after a while from rubbing and all those different kinds of things. So I am going to try the side guards again. I'll let you guys know how that goes. Another feature that's going to be different from this demo chair, and is something that I have on this chair, is the foot plate. The foot plate on this is just a tube, as you can see. It's not, a solid thing. And I currently have a solid foot plate, which for me is just a lot better. My shoes stay on better and my feet just stay a little more level and that kind of thing. And then when I'm transferring in and out, I've found that my foot can sometimes get stuck in between the bars of the foot plate when it doesn't have the solid plate on top, which isn't great for my feet. So I definitely wanted to go with a solid foot plate. Something else that's going to be different is the wheels. These wheels have the thicker spokes, I'm not sure, I guess you'd call these spokes. But they're going to have the bicycle spokes like my current chair does, just because I just like the look of them better, and when I'm getting my wheels on and off, I feel like it's easier to get a grip on these as opposed to trying to wrap my fingers around these big spokes. So that's going to be different. Another thing that I'm going to do differently with my new chair as opposed to the demo chair is this part here is going to be slanted in. So you can see on this chair that those bars there curve in, and that allows me to get closer to whatever I'm transferring onto, whether that's getting into my car, I'm able to get closer to my car. If I'm getting onto a stool, I can get closer to the stool or the chair or whatever. It makes transferring a lot easier. Whereas when it's straight down, and with this chair, it has these parts that kind of jut out that hold the wheels, I was not able to get as close to whatever I was transferring onto as I needed to, and it made it a lot harder, I found, to do any kind of transferring. And being independent and being able to transfer easily and transfer onto whatever I would like to is really important to me. So I want to make sure that this chair doesn't prevent me from doing that. So I definitely want to make sure that I have those slanted in and that these don't stick out too far, because I don't want to keep it from allowing me to transfer. Another thing that my chair won't have is the tie-downs. So if you take public transportation a lot, you know that they tie your chair down, and so these can come on the chair. It's an extra feature to make it easier for them to tie your chair down, but I rarely take public transportation, and so there's not really a reason for me to have those, and it's just kind of an extra thing that doesn't really need to be there. So I personally am not going to have those on there, but I can definitely see why somebody would want to. And last but certainly not least is I'm going to get another sling for underneath, because I put everything in that sling. I put my wallet, I put my sunglasses if I have them with me, I put my jacket if I take it off, I put that under there. So I use this pouch under here for absolutely everything. And so not having it while I was using this demo was super weird and just made things a lot more cumbersome. I put my car keys in there, so anytime I was going anywhere and running errands, I was like, where do I put all this stuff that I have to carry? And I'm so used to just being able to throw it under there that now I was like lost without it. Those are a couple of the different features that I prefer with a wheelchair. I think you guys can see getting a new chair is a pretty big deal, and it's a lot of decisions and it can be kind of intimidating sometimes. It's literally like choosing a car because you're gonna have it for the next 5 years. So you wanna make sure that you like it, you wanna make sure it's comfortable and it's practical and it's useful and it looks good and all those different things. It's a lot of different elements that come all together. So you definitely want to take the time to decide and not rush, and you want to make sure that you're making decisions that make sense for your lifestyle and the things that you want to be able to do. So, you know, take your time, and if you're able to try out a chair, definitely do that. I would very highly recommend doing that. And also, if you get the chair and there are things that aren't comfortable about it or you aren't sure about, make sure that you advocate for yourself and make sure that it is addressed, because this is basically an extension of your body and you want to make sure that it's comfortable and useful for you. So if there are things that aren't right about it, you have to stand up for yourself and not feel bad about asking questions and all of those things. I hope that was really helpful for you guys. If you have any questions or anything, definitely let me know. If you have any video ideas that you'd like to see me do, definitely comment below and let me know. I love suggestions, and you know, I'm always curious what you guys want to see, so definitely let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.